Hey
everyone, welcome to another process video. This one is of a Thanos piece I did earlier in the week. Having just seen Endgame, oh man, like it's nearly been 2 weeks already. Was really compelled to do one, and also I did Free Comic Book Day last weekend, which was an absolute blast. And the most common character that I was requested to draw was Thanos, so I ended up drawing three of them. And I decided, well, during those Free Comic Book Day sketches, you don't really get a lot of time to plan and, do your absolute best work because you've got to work, rush so quickly to get the sketches out for people. So I actually wanted to sit down and have a bit more time and a bit more fun with this and do something, really, that I was really, really happy with. So you'll see here that I'm actually doing quite a few sketch phases. So originally I did a few different layouts to see what I liked the best. And then I did another sketch just to get a rough idea of what I wanted it to look like. And even at that point, I still wasn't 100% happy with the way it looked. And you can see that now in that underlying sketch here. And now I'm doing a much tighter version of pencils. So I'm starting to realize, and I've always done this with client work, but generally when I do work for myself, I tend to slack a little bit on, putting that extra time and effort into the detailed work. And which in the long run really makes a lot more sense. You always end up with a far better result with the final product. And I definitely feel like this reigns true with this piece. And now that I've got the iPad as well, and this is going to be a bit of a, I suppose, endorsement for the whole iPad thing, but having the iPad and having that portability means that I can move around and have a lot spend more time on the artwork that I'm doing. Normally I would stop after like a first sketch phase and then start inking and try and nail that down as quickly as best as possible during the ink stage. Now that I can go from my studio to the couch to my parents' place to the park to the cafe, I can honestly spend a bit more time without feeling like I'm wasting time. So normally it was I used to do just work on the computer, and working just on the computer meant that I had to really make the most of the time that I was on there in that situation, or in that setup. Now that I can move around, like I said, I've got more time to do more, and I'm actually just starting to work into Monkey Junk soon, and I think that's going to translate in that as well. Now that I can move back and forth, and with Monkey Junk, it's been quite an interesting process where the first book was done half traditionally, half digitally, and again there was time restraints with that, and then the second issue was done completely digitally, but then about a quarter of that book was done entirely on the iPad, whereas the majority of the book was done on the PC. And again, there were time restraints because I could only work at certain times, or I'd only work in the mornings. Whereas now with the iPad, I can work in the morning, I can work at lunchtime, I can work at nighttime. And I think that's really going to benefit the story. And hopefully, by the time the book's finished, you'll see a far better piece. And now, just looking into the colouring here as well, just wanted to talk about, I feel like I've become a little bit more daring as well in regards to what I'm doing with my colour work. You can see me playing around with different layer styles. I'm also using a few different texture brushes. I'm playing around with coloured line art a little bit more. But that background I'm really, really happy with. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. That background, I used a couple of different brushes to get that really cool grungy result, but also wanted to throw in some of those halftone effects to give a feel of that comic, the idea of comics. Starting to spend a little bit more time using gradients and smudge tools to really get some more highlighted effects, rather than just being very specifically solid with my pictures. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will catch you all next time.